Hello and welcome to Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes. This is episode number 158. The Secret Show happens every Wednesday, well, most every Wednesday, when Mark Sargent and I, Patricia Steere, get together and chat flat with you. I want to say welcome to all the people in the live chat, and if you've missed this show live, check it out on Wednesdays, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, 11 GMT, and you can come in the chat and hang out with everybody. I have a new mod named Rose, who's a cat lover and a vegan, and I saw her writing that in the chat, and I said, well, let's make her a mod. Not that you need to be a vegan or cat lover to enjoy the show, but since that's me, I figured Rose, I know, is going to have all of our best interest when it comes to the flat earth at heart. So, hey, Mark, how are you?
I am well. Thank you for asking, Patricia. And
go ahead.
I was going to say, and a quick shout out to, because I get stuff mailed to me, physically mailed, to The Great Earth Puzzle by T.J. Haglund. It's his newest creation, and I haven't really gotten through it yet because I just got it. But it's very cool. It's a flat earthy book, thick.
Oh, that's going to take a while to get through.
Yeah, it is. Thank God there's a lot of pictures and small words. No,
is there, connect the dots in there too or something?
It's a pop-up book. No.
I used to love pop-up books. Love them. Beautiful. Wonderful creations.
I know.
I love them.
They're really cool. And they have really elaborate ones, which is
fantastic. They still make them now for adults, actually. So they have one for typography, which is different styles of lettering. And I have one. It's small, but it's a beautiful pop-up book somebody made. Oh, I noticed my ring. Hear that?
What kind of ring is that?
It's a magical ring, but it has like stones in it. And I noticed that maybe it's not the best thing to wear on the show because I never noticed. I could use it in a band.
It's all right. No,
I could be the tambourine.
I was about to say, you can never have too much tambourine or cowbell.
Exactly. Well, I'll let you provide the cowbell.
Yeah. That's what every time I hear that, I'm going to think.
So there's a quote that you read to me before we started the show.
Yes, let me read it.
And those who know me and are a regular watcher of this show live will understand that this is a perfect quote for me.
This was actually sent to you by the Peanut Gallery from Strange World.
Okay.
Who says, I am always late on principle, my principle being that punctuality is the thief of time. And who said that? Oscar Wilde.
I love Oscar Wilde quotes.
Yeah, it's good. Basically, he's basically announcing to the world in a very flowery manner that he's never going to be on time, ever.
Right. And I try to be on time when it comes to my show.
No, you don't.
I do.
Nope. 158 episodes. Never once. Never once. It's amazing because it's your show. That's the only reason you can get away with it. Fashionably late. I am going to make my appearance known when I am ready. You shall wait for me.
Today at between 4 and 5, there was some people that were already in chat, and I messaged, I can't speak with you anymore because I've got to put my contact lens in, only the one for reading in my left eye. And I struggled in the past, but today I got it in on the first go round. But you're wondering why I was 9 minutes late or so starting the show. Well, guess why? Because I put it on inside out. Contacts half side. So right now it's still inside out, which kind of blurs it a little, but I was not taking that out and starting over. I said, at least it's in your eyeball. So yeah.
This is flavored chapstick, by the way. It's called Yummy Sticks. This is caramel flavor. All right.
That's filled with all sorts of poisonous chemicals.
I'm sure it is. But and part of me was skeptical because it's like, well, if tastes too good, you're going to want to lick it off.
Chew your own lips off.
That's horrible.
I'm glad that I don't have cat food flavored chapstick because there could be a horrible incident in the middle of the night at my house.
Good point.
But, there's a really good lipstick. It's by a company called Hurrah, I think that's what it's called. But it's hemp raw lip gloss, not lipstick. I'm sorry. I know I'm saying lipstick because I have very, very dark red lipstick on today. But it's a raw lip balm.
I didn't notice.
You didn't? Hey, might as well use them. I've got them. It's
Nice.
It's a raw lip balm. It's called Hurrah, and you can get it on Amazon. But it's excellent and has different delicious flavors and no toxic chemicals. So
that's awesome.
Well, we've already talked about everything except for flat Earth.
Oh, right.
So that's what this show is all about, but not really. There's something that happened today that I think we should talk with. You were supposed to do an interview with the leak projects.
All right, and I
today.
have hummed and hawed about it, and I'm going to turn this into a positive because, as you know, I've been doing a whole bunch of interviews lately, and some are short notice and some aren't. In fact, I did one last night, and I'll see if I can post it as soon as somebody rips it for me, and I couldn't make this up if I tried, a station out in Dubai, literally out in Dubai, contacted me 30 minutes before Strange World when I had DITRH on, and they said, "Hey, can we grab you in whatever it was, 90 minutes or what?" Not even that. They wanted me like right then and there. And I go, "Dude, I got a show, dude. You can't get me." I go, "Is this it?" Because it was 7:00 at night. No, I'm sorry, 7 in the morning over there. And they wanted it. I said, "Okay, tell you what." I go, if you can call me in the next 20 minutes, I'll be on for you. And by the time they got a hold of me, literally I had them for 7 minutes. So they put me on the air and I just hit them with everything I could in 7 minutes. See if you can do Flat Earth in 7 minutes and cover as many topics as you can. It is not so easy. I just steamrolled them as fast as I could. I didn't even let them talk. I just go. And that was fun. And I'll get that one out this afternoon. And then this morning, I was supposed to do 2 interviews. The first one was from the UK called The Sentinel. And I did that one. That one started at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and it ran for about 90 minutes. And then there was a second one, and you guys probably, and the reason why we're going to bring this up is because this will hopefully stop people from asking me later. And that is, hey, weren't you supposed to do the Leak Project?
Well, the Leak Project's got a lot of subs, like something like 98,000 or something.
Yeah, 98,000, pushing 100,000 subs.
Right. They're not flat, but they talk about a lot of conspiracy realities.
That's just it. I think he was put in a tough position, and I'm not going to trash him too badly, even though I wanted to a few hours ago, because
you don't ever trash anybody.
Oh, I wanted to.
There are sometimes when people do something that's just not right, and trashing isn't the word. You can speak out and say what they've done is not right.
Right. Well, yeah, and most of the time I can, like this morning, just for the heck of it, I'll bring it up. Why not? That Indian rapper video, the Flat Earth rapper video that I put out.
Yes.
He writes me, because he approached me. He goes, "Hey, I watched." He based that song. He was inspired by my channel, by the Flat Earth Clues, and that's why he made the song. And he goes out and makes it go, and he sent it to me, and it was implied, that I should promote it. So, hey, great, I put it on my channel, and he writes me back, and he goes, "Oh, the label isn't too happy that you put it on your channel." And then he writes 10 minutes later, he goes, "No worries, I talked to him, everything's cool." I go, good, that's fantastic, great. 24 hours later, I get a copyright strike.
But it's still on your channel. It's
I go, "Dude." Well, I didn't say that. It's like, "Dude," but that's where everyone's going. "Dude, what the hell, bro?" And I was trying to appeal to the younger set when I did that.
You're down with the.
I'm down it. I've got so much street cred. Represent
By the way, this is the most uncool show on YouTube.
It is. We are so not cool. So I wrote him. I go, "Okay, what's the deal, yo?" And I knew what happened. Like anything with any label, I should have said Dilio. With any label, they just have some intern go through videos on YouTube, and then they just start striking people.
Right.
And that's what they did. And so I said, "Look, can you please take this down? I have permission. You told me in an email to do this. I didn't even call you guys." But yeah, so it was retracted literally in less
because I do see it's on your channel, and anybody who wants to hear it's a really good song, and I shared it. It's a cool
song. I mean, rap isn't for everybody, and Indian rap is quite unique.
But it's really cool. The artist is Shiva, Shiva. The song is by Nada, or the song is called Nada.
Yeah, which is the NASA.
A period D period A, which is meaning nothing, which NASA is really nothing.
That was good.
Yeah,
it's a hidden song, and they didn't want me to put Flat Earth in the title of the video, so now it's just the title of the video or the song, and Flat Earth isn't tied to it. And I wasn't going to argue with them, but they wanted to be on the DL on this because they want to be kind of sneaky Flat Earth. It's like, all right,
yeah, but it definitely has words in it that let you know, if you listen closely, that it is a Flat Earth song, and there's the lyrics too. So it's on the channel.
Right. So back to the Leak Project. Back to the Leak Project. So I do my interview with the UK Sentinel. That went without a freaking incident at all. And I'm getting ready, because it's back-to-back interviews. In fact, we cut the UK interview short so I could do this one, because the one went from 9. I was cutting it close, and then of course I had your show. It was going to be a pretty full day. So it's a bad sign when nobody contacts you, nobody confirms either the night before or that morning.
It's happened to me before. It's happened to every content provider who sets interviews up.
And here's what I kind of broke it down. Here's what was happening. And I was getting a vibe that it might happen, which was, okay, the only reason he even had me on was he caught backlash from the flat earth community, because he made a video recently where he basically said, and the line, why does flat earth even matter? Who cares if it's a globe or if it's flat? And
all flat earthers, when they hear that, we're like this.
Yeah, come on, man. You're thinking too small. I'm not saying he's small-minded, but people do that. Like, you got to expand your mind a little bit. Full well it matters.
I never, even early on when I first started watching the clues and seeing other videos, I never thought, what does this matter? I wouldn't be watching videos if I thought it didn't matter. Yeah,
it's a big deal. I could cite 1,000 emails where all they say is, my world has been turned inside out. It's blown. I'll use the Truman Show reference, which is, look, when Jim Carrey even suspected that there could be a problem, that's all he cared about. His entire world, he was obsessing with what the world was. So anyway, I played it as, I played it as light as I could, did not badger him an hour before the show. Showtime comes up, it's supposed to be at 11 Pacific time, right? 11 comes up at 11:01, email I send to him. I say, hey, just a quick reminder.
It's me over here.
Well, because, every once in a while the time zone thing gets into play, but he even asked where I was. And he said, well, it's 1 Central, which meant he's in Central.
And he's in the US too, so the time zone.
Yeah, he's in the US. So I was like, okay, I quadruple and quintuple check the times. I'm going, okay, I got this right? And he doesn't respond, and I could, let me glance through the emails real quick, because there was an email string that was just hilarious, because he had sent, and I'm going into the sent part here. So, and I'm not going to screen share everything. So the first email I got from him was at 11:19 saying, oh yeah, I'm running a bit late. Then 11:24, are you getting my emails? There were links attached, so they might have gone to spam. I mean, come on. Because that's not the first thing anybody checks. Look, everyone checks the spam folder since they were 9 years old. You and I, we check spam folders. We know if things go into spam folders. Yeah. Then he sends another one at 11:36 saying, oh, I'm running late. Apologize. I'm sending you a link to Zoom in a few minutes. And then at 12:31, that's a full hour after that.
That's worse than even my lateness.
Yeah, it was bad. And
anything worse than mine is unacceptable.
Exactly. Yeah, it was. I mean, your lateness, at least we know that thing's going to happen. You're the female Oscar Wilde thing. But when it came to him, it's like, look, I never actually got a link until 98 minutes after the scheduled start time. 98 minutes. I was going, and then it's like, and then he said, well, what was it? He said, well, can we only do 30 minutes, blah, blah, blah. But here's the kicker, right? Because I'm talking to Peanut Gallery while it's happening. I'm going, he's blowing me off. He's not ready for Flat Earth. It's not going to happen. And he goes, well, you should check his channel to make sure his show isn't up, because this is it's supposed to be a live. It's not supposed to be just a radio thing. It's going to be like this, a hangout. Mm-hmm. And I go on his channel, and he's got 2 videos posted in the last hour.
Exactly. And
the hour that I saw, it's like one was on no-fly zone stuff, and then he actually made a Flat Earth video where I wasn't in it. He never even mentioned my name in it. He's, the person, scheduling conflict. It's like, what scheduling conflict?
Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm here. There's no scheduling conflict.
Even wrote an email, I was having sound issues, and I so wanted to be a smart ass and write back and say,
you just put a video up. There's a time.
2 videos while I'm sitting here now.
Oops. Oh, Mark just knocked himself off. That was pretty funny, actually. He kicked himself off the hangout. Well, he'll be back in a couple of minutes. So let me go into chat and say hi to you. Shroominati comes in. And what do you think, for those who know who Shroom is? He says what he always says everywhere on every single hangout, which is we. I have no idea what that means, but it sounds fun. Let's see. It's Wizlaws and Carly Sunshine and DITRH. Wait, I think that might be fake DITRH. So somebody check into that. I think real DITRH is already here. Well, anyway. We have Markovsky and Martin Liedtke and Daryl Croswell and Dame Ethel Tripped With Me. And, that is really the real DITRH, I think. I have no idea. But he has a good point. I think he's changed his logo, and that's the thing that threw me off. DITRH says, it's not the shape that matters, it's the lie about our reality. And that is true. When people say, why does flat earth matter? Why does the shape of the earth matter? Yeah, he's right. It's not specifically the shape. We talk about it as flat earth, but that's just something that we call it because you need to call it something. So, it's the lies, it's the money, it's our children's future being stolen. It's all of our focus and energy being put out there instead of in here and where we live and on the people who live here. And the elites, I hate using the term elite because that sounds like they're really awesome. Those people, they, them, in quotes, mocking us. The things they do on the ISS or on the supposed ISS in the studio where they create that fakery, they are directly putting it in our faces. Almost like one of those Where is Waldo things where you have to look around and find where this cartoon character Waldo is. They're putting little hints, or they call them Easter eggs, all around. And if you're smart enough to pick up on it and see it, then you know. But you can't do anything to stop them. And if you're not aware, you blissfully watch it and believe we are in space. So DITRH was on Strange World with Mark Sargent last night. It's a show every Tuesday on TFR. And he was talking about how, and everyone has said it before, and I know that he said it before too, that
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Hold on one second. Lost my train of thought, that they have to tell us what they're doing. They have to show us. And so with the ISS and all the other fakery, Richard Branson and the stuff he's doing, recent video by Jaron really captured the Virgin scam. And Branson, what an egoist, just a disgusting, foul human being. And all of these other people, they're laughing at us, but they have to tell us in a way what they're doing. Then it's up to us to figure it out. We who are flat earth curious or flat earthers, or even if you don't want to call yourself a flat earther, one of those people who don't believe we're living on a spinning ball, we doing these shows is our attempt to take what power we have, which appears to be small, and band together and perhaps educate more people about what's really going on. And hopefully we'll be able to change this reality. Okay, now, Mark,
Agreed.
What happened? You kicked yourself out?
I'm having such a screwed up technical day. So I had used a new plug thing for my my amp, and when I was being animated with my hands,
yes,
again, I swiped at it and pulled my headphone out, and at the same time glanced off the keyboard and closed all applications simultaneously.
Wow!
And I'm sitting there going, and you just died, and the whole screen. I'm going, what the hell did I just do?
That's crazy.
It's like so now the I plugged into an auxiliary jack, which is fine, but anyway.
Well, what were we talking about? Leak.
We're talking about the leak project.
Right.
So the point is by the time he got around to me, he had dodged everything. He does not, the bottom line is he does not want to do a flat earth show. The only reason he was even going to think about doing a flat earth show is because he was just getting hammered in the comment section, and it was response driven. And the message I wanted to give to the community is like, look, you can't force people into flat earth. There are some people that just are not ready for it, and he is one of them. I'm not saying he's going to be forever doomed like Red's Rhetoric or someone like that who's just never going to come around. But remember, he's kind of on the fence where he's a big conspiracy guy, but he thinks that other conspiracies, real conspiracies, take precedent. And my argument would have been to him is like, find me a conspiracy that's bigger. Tell me a conspiracy that you think is bigger than this.
This one holds all of them in the palm of its hand.
I know. But the point is he's not ready. So did he blow me off? Yes, he did. Like I've had high school girls blow me or cancel dates. Sorry.
Somebody's going to take that as a soundbite.
No, not, wow. Cancel. I was going to cancel
the
on
X-rated show where Mark kicked himself off the show.
No. No, being a woman. Look, you can cancel dates. I don't want to say blow off because but the girls can cancel dates in such a way where they make it seem like they can come up with a series of excuses. But in his case, look, he drugged this thing out. It wasn't like ripping the Band-Aid off right away. I mean, literally, he had me nailed at my desk for the better part of at least an hour and a half.
I was like toying with you, making videos that are anti-flat Earth while scheduled to do a flat Earth video and keeping the flat Earth video maker holding on, waiting.
Yeah. So if I'm just saying this up front, because if he makes a video and says, well, I offered Mark Sargent, blah, blah, he's like, no. You told people you're going to interview me, and then you changed your mind, but you didn't have the guts to tell me that you changed your mind, which I don't mind. People, you and I, we've been on things that never aired.
Yes.
There's things that have happened that have never seen the light of day. Hell, I was supposed to do, a lot of people don't know. Remember that the Dave Murphy, when he was on that Macedonian television show?
Yes.
I was supposed to go on that show after him. And the producers they caught a hell of a lot of backlash from that. And that was it. Mark never went to Macedonia.
But it was a fantastic thing that Dave Murphy was on. So at least he got on himself.
At least he got on.
Excellent.
Yeah. So anyway,
for those who are new, it's on the D Murphy 25 channel. So it's been shared by others as well.
No big thing that Leak decided he wasn't going to do it. But if he changes his mind, I don't know if I'm the guy. Oh yeah, one more quick thing. And I did this just to be courteous because I could tell he was sort of hedging on the whole thing. I go through, generally if they have a YouTube channel, I'll go through who they subscribe to just to see where their head's at.
That's exactly what I do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he had subscribed to AMTV. And I figured, okay, maybe he knew or maybe he didn't that AMTV had interviewed ODD. But you know who else he subscribed to? The only flat earther in there he was subscribed to was Russian Vids.
Oh, well,
yeah.
But Russian Vids has many videos that have nothing to do with flat.
Exactly. But I mentioned to him just out of a courtesy, I said, look, maybe you'd be more familiar, since you subscribe to Russian Vids, maybe you'd be more comfortable with a familiar face. I'm sure you could get him. And he just didn't seem to care. He's like, oh, whatever, either one, as long as it only be an hour, blah, blah, blah. And okay, fine. I'm just giving you the opportunity. But in the end,
maybe it'll happen, but I don't think so.
I don't think so either. He's just not, he is not there yet. Yeah, it's fine.
Some people are not ready. That's the bottom line.
It's not the first. It won't be the last.
Well, let me go into chat and say hello to everyone. And I'm going to start at the top, which means the old comments. Usually I start at the bottom, which are the newer comments. And then I forget the people who were in earlier. And with the way chat moves, the older comments eventually disappear. And a ton have already disappeared. But anyway, Zip Free is here. Day Methyl Trip with me. I said hello earlier. Let's see. A Universe QS is asking Mark if you can see who the real shape-shifting reptilians are with your eyeglasses. Shape-shifting reptilians.
They're not like Forrest Gump's magic shoes.
I don't believe in shape-shifting reptilians. Do you?
I don't really either.
I mean, there are people who have reptilian, if you want to look at reptiles as being bad, and I don't. They're just creatures. Have those qualities.
Are there people that could have been descendants of the? Yeah, sure. Why not? Previous versions of us. Why not? If we're from mammals, why wouldn't there be something from reptilian or aquatic or?
Yeah, if we did any sort of evolving.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't even know if. Wait a minute. I don't believe in that. I also
anyway, interesting comment, but no, I cannot see. I don't see dead people.
Christopher is in the chat, and the Reverend Shane Corning is here, who called into Strange World on TFR when you were on last night.
Yes, he did. Almost the last call.
Yep. 1221 is here, and Jovan Trendmaker, who says he's not human, which is awesome.
Nice.
Daryl Croswell says, Mark, you need to watch the show on your own chat if you can when you do Strange World.
I don't. Well, I can, but I usually have the peanut gallery look for me. I'm just too busy. I mean, I'm answering phones, I'm reading emails and do chat. Try to be charming and do all that. That is a tall order.
A question somebody asked me, who's Peanut Gallery? That's a code name for someone?
It's a code name for somebody. It is somebody that helps me with Strange World, kind of monitors stuff in the background, and they don't have anything to do with TFR. They're just kind of checking in, seeing.
Are they flat earthers?
Yes.
Flat earther? Okay.
Well, yes.
Flat earth curious?
Part of the community, definitely.
Okay, good. Hello to Perrin Greenway, Joe Sylvie, and Joseph Lynch, and Timaeus, and Pale Queens, and Trust Nada. That's good. Brian Burton. And Brian Burton is talking about my comment earlier that Shroominati always comes in, or Shroomy, and says we and all. And I said, what does it mean? And then he answers fun. So if you ever see someone saying we, it just means fun. I guess that's nice. Kevin Storr is here. Delta 9 as well. The Sun City Anthem. Jamel Ferguson. Dan Lowe. And Lisa Rudziga and Bob from Glowbusters. Hello. Shrek is here. I thought you were Shrek, Mark.
Thanks. Awesome.
Well, you said so.
I did.
Awakened Mind is here as well. And Dame Ethel Tripp with me is talking about listening to Joe Rogan, who he calls Joe Rogaine. And he says he's starting to have his doubts about Flat Earth because of listening to Joe
doubts
Rogan.
like he hates it?
I'm not quite sure what that means.
We should mention that. When was that show on? It's not on right this second. Is it where Joe Rogan's actually dedicating a show and attacking Flat Earth and bringing a debunker on? Was that like coming? That was today, right?
Well, supposedly it's going on. It went on earlier today, I think, with somebody named Mick West talking negatively about Flat Earth the whole time. And in the chat, we have someone saying that it is pathetic. So I don't see, Dane, why that would make you change your mind about Flat Earth, but it might make you change your mind about, I don't know, the guy that he's talking to. That I don't know. I'm not even sure of what's going on with that. Joko Flyer, Melov Cocktail is here. And Daryl Croswell is asking if Jaron is still speaking at the Flat Earth International Conference coming up November in Raleigh. Yeah, of course Jaron's going to still be there. As far as we know, everybody's still going to be
nobody's
there.
backed out.
No one said they're not coming. You never know. Something could come up with an individual between now and then, but we would just ask someone else to come.
Oh yeah, I mean, let's face it. The odds statistics say that there's going to be some sort of roster change by the time we get there. I mean, it's 7 months away.
Yeah, that would happen under any normal circumstances.
Yeah.
And if it was a cat toy conference, somebody scheduled to speak might not be able to make it due to a horrible, cat litter incident or something.
Where they fell into a vat of cat litter.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
And died of dehydration.
Especially, yes, with the scoopable kind. It would be a really miserable death.
That would be awful. So, nobody's backed out yet. So, it's fine. And there's nothing short of death is going to keep me from going.
No, I'm there.
Seriously.
I've got my hotel already. So do you. We're there. Arwen is here. Hey, Arwen. Cracking the Globe and Tinfoil Hatter and a bunch of other people that are here. And I don't want to bore everyone by reading all these names, but I just want to acknowledge everyone who shows up. You don't know how much I appreciate it. This show is not one of the biggest shows in Flat Earth, but it's not one of the smallest either. And I really like just the feeling of community that this show has. There are moderators, but there's not a lot of hate that the moderators need to do. And hardly anybody is blocked on my channel. I think only one person is actually technically blocked.
Hate you.
No, you don't.
Oh, by the way, real quick, just out of curiosity, morbid curiosity, I went to Leak Project's channel, and
they've done like a fourth video on.
He did.
Oh no!
2 hours ago, he makes a video called "How to Create the Ultimate Conspiracy and Convince the Masses."
What's his next video going to be? Why Mark Sargent didn't want to do a video with me?
Oh my God. So now he's gone completely a different way. It's like, you know how this goes. It's like, you know what? I'm not going to do a flat. I hate flat Earth. Now he's going off on a tear. Congratulations,
well, he's got
man.
a lot of subscribers, 98,000, and those people will be seeing him doing hit piece videos on flat Earth, and they're going to say, "What's flat Earth?" And hopefully they'll find a video that is a good video and learn all about it. That it's no joke. And
yeah, thanks for giving us the subscribers because and the views, because that's all you're doing. And heck, I didn't even have to do an interview. But yeah, there it goes. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jeez, he's made 5 videos.
What is Leak Project's guy's name? Mick?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Doesn't matter. You better get on Flat Earth soon. And you know, if you believe everything balances out, you saw the other channel that went online today with Flat Earth. You want to know the right way to address Flat Earth? It's Josh Tolley.
Let me look him up.
Just type in Flat Earth. And
I've got him. He's got 109,931. Oh, and he's a redhead.
And
he's subscribing.
And it's a great video. It's the intro video. Flat Earth makes the world better. Think Flat Earth, or thank Flat Earthers. And I listened to the whole thing, and it was about saying, look, at the very least, what Flat Earth has done, and I think he's a closet Flat Earther, is that it makes people question things. You don't blindly follow everything. In fact, he was saying that look at how much science, just basic science, people have learned now because of the Flat Earth community. Beforehand, nobody even knew what the heck 8 inches per mile squared was, or how fast the Earth was traveling through space, or how, the community, we've got those down. We've memorized all these little factoids about space, more so than the general population that believes that science is true. So thank you, Josh Tolley.
I am writing him a live comment being written right now. Let's see. I'm going to say it's about 30 minutes into the show, right? I don't know how long we've been going.
Oh, yeah, about 30 minutes.
I wrote, thanks for discussing Flat Earth. We talked about your channel on my show today, 5/10/2017, at about 30 minutes into the show. So I'll be like, what?
Did you like, by the way, the thumbnail that I used for... Can't believe I broke this thing. Seriously, not this. My little adapter thingy. I broke it.
Oh,
I know. I've only had it like 3 days. Ugh.
Did you order it from eBay and it's just...
No, I'll go to the electronics store. It cost me $6, but still
So anyway, I've subscribed to Josh Tolley, Tolley, in case anybody else wants to join me and subscribe.
Yeah, Josh Tolley. At the very least, watch his video.
Welcome him to at least considering the idea.
It's got 3,300 hits on it already, and it's a good little thing, and he's clever. You know, he dances on the line. You know, I'm not saying a flat Earth
way to start. I mean, who was a flat earther after watching one video? Or you might think the idea has a lot of merit, even after, watching 50 videos, but you wouldn't call yourself a flat earther until you've at least seen or done some experiments, proven it to yourself. You have to have a think in your head and in your heart about it too.
Right.
And then you wake up and you say, okay, sorry, it's flat.
Right. Did you like, by the way, the thumbnail I used for Strange World 104? Did you take a look at that one?
See, I watched the show live, or listened to the show live.
Well, I know, but the thumbnail was really kind of interesting. I like my thumbnails.
Look now.
Oh, okay. It's a classroom. So listeners, I get the best stuff from listeners. Somebody had sent me this, and it's a classroom.
I see it.
I think it's Canadian. It looks like it's got to be from the late 30s, early 40s.
Yes.
Where this girl is pointing at a globe in the center of the table, and her other finger is pointing at somebody. Now, she could be doing a geography lesson, who knows? But the point is that picture, what you guys are missing, if you haven't caught it yet, is that picture is way before NASA, decades before NASA. And there's your globe conditioning right there. Students, young, probably not even American. I think that on the blackboard, I have the original shot. But I said,
kind of looks like 50s. I'm just guessing, but
I think it's 50s. Well, look, I'll send you the original.
Yeah, I'm only seeing it very, very tiny on my screen.
Yeah, I'll send you the original. When you look at it, though, the faces, it's like, I don't know. I think it's 40s or even 30s.
Do you think people's faces have changed since back then, or just their hairstyles and clothing? And
I just
advances with color photography.
Right. That. Yeah.
I sometimes though look at people's faces in old. Martin Leakey has a ton of old books. People's faces in in books from the 30s, from the 20s, etc., photographs. And it almost seems as if there's just been a change in some people's bone structure. So,
I mean, remember the life expectancy was different, and the lifestyles were different. I mean, I looked at pictures from my family going back to the my ride's here, going back to the 1800s, and I'll be right there. Going back to the 1800s, and they were burned out. They're working on the farm, and you'd be lucky if you hit 50. Seriously. And it was a giant family. So who knows? I mean, this almost looked Depression era. But,
yes, you're right. You're right.
But anyway, it's an interesting shot. DITRH looks and goes, "Is that a real photo?" When I sent him there, I go, "Yeah, it is."
Photo or painting. Yeah. I think though that sometimes when you think about a change in bone structure from then till now, also there are places people have lived where they were only breeding with other people who were from that community, and then when people start breeding sounds like a horrible word. How about marrying and having children? Sounds better. Then people's faces would sort of be different because of different cultures and such. So right. Yeah. What else do we have to talk about? Is our show over?
No.
I have a bunch of email. I have a bunch of stuff to talk about too. But
I was just looking through the videos of the week, and again, a lot of stuff. You saw that video that I put out where it was called the Level-Headed PI.
Yes.
That's a great video. Love where that end of it's going. We're picking up whole new demographics, which is fantastic. Love the community as it's developing, and some of the stuff is. I mean, now there's hangouts aren't there like 2 other hangouts happening like right now?
Maybe 2, 3, 4, 5. The sad thing is that I can't be in them. Right? I can't go in the chat on those shows.
Nice there, Kanye.
Yeah.
Wasn't that one of his quotes? My only regret is that I can't see myself live.
Oh my
dude, seriously.
Kanye West said that. He's worse than I thought.
Oh, it was bad. Seriously, my only regret is I can't be in the audience watching myself perform.
He isn't just calling himself Yeezus, that he's calling himself Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, are you serious?
It was bad. Anyway, but that's kind of what you said just then.
Yeah. Well, no, not really. I'm
not on all these shows simultaneously.
I didn't mean me.
Why don't you just do the Disney Queen while you're at it? How dare these hangouts?
No, I just mean I can't be on this one with you and also be in chat on other people's hangouts. I'll miss good stuff. That's kind of what I meant. Are you buying it? No, that is what I meant.
Okay.
I got a message from someone who, just from my Facebook, I'll just say his name is Alan because he didn't say I could say his last name, but it's a Facebook Messenger thing. And he said he's currently in between jobs. So he's been supplementing his income by playing a lot of poker at the casino until his next job starts. And I just wanted to let you know he's found a new use for flat earth while playing poker. He talks about flat earth as table banter. He said it makes people very angry to the point where I've made about $4,500 in 2 days.
Seriously?
He says, I think I'll continue trying to awaken the masses while making money.
There's some incentive for you. It throws people off their game.
That's crazy. And
you should yell it out at baseball games, at batters.
Hey, batter, the earth's flat.
Exactly. He's whiffing. It's like, what? Seriously, that you could heckle people. Go to a comedy club and heckle people with that. Hey, flat earth. What about flat earth? Seriously, that'd be awesome.
It would be.
Yeah.
Quick
little shout out to a Northwest channel. I don't know where he is, but I know he's definitely in the Seattle area. D Marble. You watch that guy?
No.
Lately? Yeah, check out D Marble.
What kind of channel is it? I'm going to go to it. Look right now.
It's a flat Earth channel. It's D.Marble.
D. What does the name mean?
I don't. Why do you ask me these things? It's like, why don't you ask me everything about him? What were his taxes? What were his taxes paid last year? I don't know.
Oh my gosh, I'm not that bright. I've already subscribed to D Marble. I know. Yeah, I know. I just didn't remember his name, but I remember his video. In some of his videos, he's wearing one of his more recent videos, a blue shirt with a Superman emblem on it.
Right.
And the title of the video, the title of the video is the dealio is heliocentric contradictions. And it's a really well done video. And I've subbed him. So anyway, check him out, D.Marble. And he's got a bunch of videos where he's talking about that it's an attitude adjustment.
Oh yeah. It's he breaks it down. It's great. It's awesome. I love it. Again, I love this new side of the flat earth community where we get people that are coming in, just laying it down. And it's awesome. It's unstoppable.
It is unstoppable. And that's why when people say things like, is so-and-so going to be at the conference and blah, blah, blah. If so-and-so wasn't at the Flat Earth International Conference in Raleigh in November, the show will go on with a different content provider or not. I mean, it doesn't really matter because there's so many people who could potentially be in attendance. And then, somebody might feel if they bought a ticket and they wanted to see, let's just call the person John
Kanye.
Kanye, and Kanye's not there, they may feel ripped off. But it's really not like that because we all understand that sometimes things happen and somebody can't make it. I'm not saying nobody's going to make it. I'm just saying that we don't know what's going to happen between now and then. But hopefully everybody will remain healthy and nobody will get the flu or anything weird like that. So.
What foreshadowing was that?
No, I'm just saying. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
No one is going to die from food poisoning. I'm just saying that right now.
I'm just saying that if there's an event scheduled as far away as November on the day of the event.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever. Someone's plane could be delayed or somebody could get the flu.
Yeah. And who knows who exactly? I mean, look, all I know is I'm going to be there. You're going to be there.
Even if I have the flu, which I never get anyway. So
I'm not. There's nothing going to stop me from
because I don't get a flu shot. That's why I'll never get the flu.
You'll have to crash my plane. You will.
Don't say that.
What? No, it's serious. I mean, you know me. I'm running a promo every Saturday until this thing happens, and so far nobody's hated the music. I know I've been playing a lot of '80s tracks, but it's been good.
I got a really, really nice message. It's quite long. But it comes with a very lovely photo of a very lovely feline friend laying in bed.
Oh, that's nice.
And I'm just going to read part of it. It says, "Hello, Patricia. Firstly, I don't know what you were trying to pull during your recent secret show, but we all know that cats are not elected, but rather selected. That's because I said that last secret show that one of my cats... Rory could be the leader of Flat Earth just because there is no leader of Flat Earth. But anyway, he said, be that as it may, I got to go with Rory, as he appears to possess a similar bloodline to my fellow feline Narcissus, which is the one I showed you. On a more serious note, I want to express my gratitude for your wonderful show and the many fine individuals you've brought attention to. In my view, the Flat Earth concept has a decidedly spiritual vibe resonating throughout, and other connections many in the awakening share, although the particular elements may vary." So,
cool.
That's
good. I just got my Dubai thing in the mail, in the email.
Did you? We didn't talk about a couple, a man and wife. I think they're married, or boyfriend and girlfriend. The name of their channel is The Oddest Vegan Couple.
Right.
And even if you're not vegan, you might want to check out their channel. They recently came out as flat earthers.
It was. Proud of them. I was almost as proud of them as I was Tiger Dan when he first did his first rap video. It was that sort of feeling when you're watching.
They did a song about life and awakening and such, and it's on their channel, The Oddest Vegan Couple, and they're called The Oddest Vegan Couple, I'm thinking, because I think the guy is much younger than the woman, and she's got dark hair and he's got more lighter hair, and I don't think they're odd anyway. I think they're just beautiful human beings. So they are flat earthers now. So if you like to sub and support flat earth channels, even if you're not vegan, give them a subscription. I am going to be on Zen Garcia's show on TFR tomorrow with Kathy Dunson, and that is going to be, what time is that show on? Do you know? I should probably look, but
I do not know.
I'll
I
figure
did
it
not
out.
know.
Anyway, it's on TFR tomorrow. And that's Thursday. And on Friday, my guest, Friday the 12th of May, my guest is going to be Infinite Plane Society, IPS. He's been making lots of waves within Flat Earth. And he's got a lot of people who are totally against him and a lot of people who are saying he's a breath of fresh air. So I want to find out what makes him tick. And that'll be on Friday, the 12th of May. And that'll be at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And then we've got a couple other guests that are going to be scheduled. Mike Williams of Sage of Quay Radio Hour. He's going to be my guest on this coming Monday. So that's what I've got coming up.
Cool. Hey, did you, by the way, did you listen to, so when's so between now and next week, if today is 158?
The show is 158. 159 is going to be IPS on Friday. And 160 is going to be Mike Williams. And then
161 would maybe be me.
You and I again next Wednesday.
Okay. All right. You know why I'm asking because.
Yes. You keep track of my shows because he's my biggest fan. No.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
No, did you ever listen to the Bill Burr thing? You know, Bill Burr, the comedian, the American comedian, he was against Flat Earth for a while. And did you catch that little clip that I sent you a while ago at the 3-minute mark where one of his morning podcasts when he was comparing something and he made the mistake of comparing something crazy to Flat Earth and then he backpedaled? Did you listen to that part?
I don't know if you sent it to me, but I can't remember it. So anyway,
tell
everybody.
Well, he backpedaled. He said he was basically saying, not that I have any problems with people that believe, in that. He basically has realized, like a lot of people, if you don't know how big Flat Earth is right now, and you go into YouTube, it's a shock into the system. If all of a sudden you start typing and you get this wall, just so many videos, you can never get through them all. And then you realize it's like, holy smokes, what sort of audience is this? And any celebrity is going to do the same thing, which is like, okay, this is a group I don't want to alienate. It'd be like finding out that brown cat owners, there's like 10 million of them in the United States alone, and they're all unified. And you all of a sudden found that out. You would never make a brown cat joke again. If these people all of a sudden just lit up your email box and maybe they'll say, you really shouldn't come, because that's what everyone in the Flat Earth community does now. You shouldn't pick on Flat Earthers. They got some valid points and stuff. And that's every celebrity is scared to death of that because it takes one agent to talk to him and say, dude, don't talk badly about those
Flat
guys.
Earthers or Flat Earth Curious, we are not a joke. We are not to be trifled with.
Right.
Bill Burr's Monday morning podcast. That's the video that you sent me that I didn't watch yet.
3 minutes in.
Yep. It's from May 8th, 2017 for those who want to check it out.
It doesn't last very long, but you'll
on
know.
His channel, Bill Burr has his own channel. It's got 232 comments, 495 thumbs up, and 27 thumbs down.
Would have been a lot more down if he would have kept on, attacking, but he didn't. So awesome.
Let me see if I have a bunch of other emails to read, which I know I do. This one here is interesting. We've got Brad saying, and did some research regarding the claimed robotic lunar landing by the Chinese space program. One item he says that I felt was particularly a smoking gun was an Earthrise that was supposedly witnessed by the spacecraft. They're becoming more and more daring with their claims because they know that such a small portion of people ever bother to look into anything they say. That is true. They almost can say anything, and most of the people here on Earth will never look into it.
Right.
That's why they get away with things like I was talking about earlier when you disappeared off the scene for a few minutes. That Jared did a video and he was talking about Richard Branson and Virgin and how they keep pushing the date, or like you say, kicking the can down the road for when they're going to be taking people into space. Right. People don't remember that they said they were going to be doing it 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 20 years ago. Richard Branson's been saying it. Oh, yeah. And, it just keeps saying, well, we'll be ready to start doing this in, 5 years. And then, 5 years come and go. We are picking out the actual materials that will be on the chairs on the spacecraft right now. That's in 2009.
It is the hydrogen fuel cell car argument, which is, if you guys don't remember, if you're old enough, I mean, I know you're 29, but people remember, if you're a certain age, that back in the George Bush era, the second George Bush, that hydrogen fuel cell cars were supposed to replace gasoline engines. There were not going to be electric cars. There was never going to be a Prius or a Leaf or whatever was out there. The EV1 came out and they obliterated that thing. And then they said, oh yeah, hydrogen fuel cell cars. And the reason why it was going to be hydrogen was the oil companies don't own all the public utilities like a monopoly. They don't own all the utility companies. They don't own all the dams. They're not going to go buy them up, because as soon as they started, everyone started jacking up the prices. But what they do own is almost exclusive rights to hydrogen production. And so that's why the hydrogen fuel cells car was going to be a thing. The oil companies were behind it. That's where all the backing was coming from. And they put all this money into research, and it was going to be the thing. They were hyping it up in the news. And then all of a sudden they realized, it was the documentary from Who Killed the Electric Car, they realized that hydrogen fuel cell cars don't work in cold weather. And because of that, but they weren't going to tell the public that. They never, ever did tell the public that officially. So they just let it fade away. But for a long time, what they were doing was they just kept kicking the can down the road. Oh, when will the hydrogen cars be ready? Oh, another 10, 15 years, 5 years later. Oh, another 10, 15 years. And they kept doing that until finally they realized, like, we're never going to be able to solve this thing. It's physically, from a physics standpoint, it cannot be done. Cold weather and hydrogen with the engine they were using cannot happen.
Right. But they admit that now when it comes to Richard Branson and anybody who's saying they're going into space or taking tourists into space. They're never going to admit they can't.
No, they're not going to. They can't.
They can't. Chris Pontius, he's the one who makes the flat earth coffee tables, and I saw a picture. Nope. I'm getting confused.
Well, he makes some coffee tables, but he makes the flat earth models primarily.
Yes, he makes the models. Okay, but he's also made something for those of us who can't get or don't want to get a personalized plate on our car.
Oh, right.
He's got this thing, and I'll show it right now. It is
a custom LED thing.
Yeah, I'll show it here. See if I can get a picture. There we go. This is not mine, by the way, even if it weirdly enough says Houston on the plate. See the red thing at the very top? It says the earth is flat. You could just stick that on your vehicle, and that's through Chris Pontius.
Yep, Chris Pontius. Look him up. See, Pontius, not to be confused with the jackass Chris Pontius.
Right.
And there's some videos on my channel, and he's easy to find. Check him out. You get a chance.
Callum Moffat writes, I just wanted to pass on good vibes to you, since you and Mark seem to catch a whole lot of crap from small-minded, angry, alleged truth seekers. It makes me angry. That said, I eventually came to the conclusion that they're not worth getting mad over. I just decided to unsub from fill in the blank channel. I won't mention it. And I'll be doing the same to a few other channels, doing some crap talking for no reason. I just edited the word there.
Do I know the fill in the blank?
Jealousy is a cruel mistress, I guess.
Isn't that the truth?
Thank you for your work, your humor in class. I just want to let you know you're worth over 1,000 of those blankety blank keyboard warriors. Greetings from Scotland. Sincerely, Callum. That's nice. I love Scotland.
We try to beat the drum. That's what we do. We've been doing it for a while now. And we're good at it.
This show is not about flat earth proofs, if anybody was wondering.
No, we're beating the flat earth drum, and we might as well be chanting flat earth power. Might as well be sitting around in moccasin skin, well, you wouldn't be wearing leather. You'd be wearing some sort of leaf
faux
thing. Faux suede. And that's what we do. Dun, 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 flat earth power. Dun, 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 flat earth power.
Exactly. Look into it.
That's what we do. And it's done very well, because you keep beating that drum, and people will eventually notice. Yeah, it will annoy others. It's like, oh, why do they keep beating that? But I enjoy it. That's what I do.
I do too. I mean, everyone who decides to get involved in this has assigned themselves their own job. What could that be? It could be they're making flyers, they're doing videos, they're helping other people make videos, they're doing research, they're writing a book, they're making things, keychains, whatever, or doing a show like this, or interviewing people, or doing research, or tracking the sun, like Nathan Oakley did. And anything you do, even if it's just knowing it's flat and not even telling anybody, you're a flat earther. You count as one person.
Right. I've kind of gone into the whole, I talk to people, I do interviews and try not to look crazy.
Well, with those glasses, it's going to be really a rough road for you.
Thank you. You like these glasses.
I know. I'm just being mean for no reason. And I just did it to joke. I think
Thanks.
they look really good on you.
Well,
Very
thank you.
Buster Poindexter-ish.
Well, I'm trying to smarten up. Bill Tie. Ooh, Bill Tie.
That's good. Bill Tie, the science lie. Oh my gosh, he's got a new name.
Bill Tie, the science lie. Yeah, I mean, with Bill's got his freaking tie, I can have glasses. I can smart up.
You look great.
Okay.
You look great. This from Sundar Aldrich. Maybe this potato is too hot, but every month it seems like the planes are getting lower and lower, spraying more and more obvious cross patterns right above our small town of less than 2,000. I'm about to start documenting it for when SHTF. It's hard to take action when everyone is looking down, which is so true. And if you point anything out like, hey, they're spraying us, or hey, the globe is mind control, it's like giving a spoiler to a movie they really wanted to see. They won't be thankful. Anyway, very frustrating because I have a little boy breathing all of it in, whatever it may be, and it's not condensation. Thanks again for your work. Opening people's minds makes a difference. I took a major traumatic brain injury to open mine, he said. What a way to end a message.
That's awesome.
I want to say, are you okay? Obviously he's okay. He's writing perfectly well. So
I'm dying as I'm writing this. Good night, everybody.
But it's true. If you were in a hospital for a long time and you were in recovery and you were able to use your eyes and use a computer, you might look into flat earth. Maybe that's the next place we need to start doing an outreach. Hospitals, people in hospitals.
Oh my God.
There anyway. They need
you're turning into the Jeff Foxworthy thing. If you've suffered a head injury, you might be into flat earth.
Well, they're a captive audience that they may be bored. And what are they going to be watching Jeopardy on that big TV they have mounted on the wall? That's boring. Look into flat earth while you're recovering.
Nice.
I'm serious.
Oh, I know.
I
know
look
you
at
are.
flat earth things when I'm anywhere, everywhere. Waiting in line, if I was at the dentist's office, not when my mouth is open and I'm in the chair. But I try to tell. Yeah. I did tell my dentist I used to have about fluoride being poisonous.
That must have gone over
Mind
well.
Control didn't go well at all. She said,
but
you
look,
have sensitive teeth and you should use a fluoride rinse. And then I'm telling her no.
Even dentists realize that the mistakes are made. Look at you remember these, the bubblegum flavored or the cherry flavored, those fluoride bite downs.
Yes, spongy stuff. They put foamy stuff in and you had to hold it in your mouth for.
Oh my Lord. And kids threw up. And there's only so many dentists that want to deal with that crap. And it's like, okay, that's it. We're not doing these anymore.
But they still do fluoride treatments for children, I bet.
Well, yeah, but not like that. Not with the overwhelming taste thing
Oh,
where you would bite down because it was just
those artificial flavors. What's in those? And that foam rubber that the children were biting on that had the fluoride in it, that's laden with BPA. Yeah. I mean, and then you wonder why people say there's a transgender agenda or something like that. Well, the plastics can cause feminization. And it's, all of this is connected. Now, that doesn't mean your dentist is responsible for making people decide to transgender. No. People don't know what they're doing. Most dentists, probably every single dentist, thinks they're doing the right thing when they suggest fluoride treatments. They're not trying to kill you, but we've all been brainwashed. So
agreed.
Let me go back into chat and see what's going on. You cover for me because I've got to scroll past the other Bill Burr and all the other things I just looked up and find my own channel.
Type in flat earth, set the filter to this week because it's only been a week.
Hey, all right.
And I'm looking at the monster hangouts. Does everybody have to do a 6-hour or longer hangout? Does it have to be that long? They never stop. I will say that about the flat earth community. They are tenacious and they've got stamina.
Yes.
I have never seen. It's not like people just do a 30-minute hangout.
Right.
They'll do 7-9 hour hangouts.
It's crazy.
It's like, look, I don't care. Just so you know in advance, I'm not doing a hangout generally longer than 2 hours.
Me too. I'm a 2-hour person.
Well, mostly because look, I know the averages. Look, there's a reason why movies are only about 2 hours long. Is that his attention spans start wavering? I know. And you say, well, hang out, people come in and they leave. I'm going, yeah, but that doesn't mean I have to stay for 5 hours.
Right. Hello to Plain Truth and Mike Flatbird. And he says, Mike does, you can lead a horse to water, can't make him drink, but you can make him thirsty. And I think that's what telling people a little bit about Flat Earth does. It makes many people thirsty. It makes other people completely shut down. And there's a small group of people who go totally ballistic, try to kill you.
Oh, yeah. No question.
Andres is here. Persian Scribe is as well. Pale Queens as well, who says, Bill Tie the Science Lie. Hello to Lee Redpath and RJ and Ranger Tex. Ranger Tex says something interesting. Ants bury aspartame powder to stop the rest of the colony from being poisoned, which is used in diet soda. So when they find it, they bury it. Wow, ants are smarter than humans. We buy it in giant plastic cups made with BPA from fast food establishments and wash down, Big Macs with them. Basically, might as well just put a gun in your mouth and pull the trigger.
Oh, come on.
Well, yeah.
No, there was that. Oh, who was that comedian that said that? He goes, if I want to die, I want to die hunched over my steering wheel with a Big Mac in one hand and a Coke in the other. I won't drink, by the way, I won't drink diet soda, and I haven't ever, because you've gone to restaurants and which artificial sweetener is it? The yellow packet, the pink packet?
There's a blue packet.
There's a blue packet. Yeah, the blue packet.
Just use sugar.
Just use if you're gonna, you might as well just go for broke and get sugar. Yeah, it's got calories, but
it's only got 100 in that little package of sugar. I don't count calories, but for people who do, and that's why they drink diet sodas, or they put sugar in their tea and they use the artificial, or their coffee or whatever. Just.
By the way, people calories. Like you probably shouldn't say that they don't count calories. You might as well just say something like, sometimes I just forget to eat.
No, I eat a lot actually, and I do. Let's see. What did we eat when we were there? You cooked a meal. We had pizza too. Didn't we go to a pizza place?
You had rice cakes and ice cubes for dessert.
That's so not true.
That's not true. You actually ate, which was amazing.
We went to a cool pizza place there, though.
We did.
Yeah, right when I first arrived.
And you had I
had my own personal pizza.
Yeah, you had your own vegan.
Yes,
pizza.
Vegan. Indeed.
You ate.
Child is here as well. Twitwit, hello. Wambra is here as well. And Deb Jones, hello. Let's see. The thing about soft drinks, there are soft drinks that you can buy from natural food stores that are actually lovely, and they use cane sugar. And sometimes even vegan, which isn't processed with bone char sugar, which is not bleached, basically.
Mexican Coke still sells well.
Mexican Coke is great, and I don't really know if that's vegan or not, because I don't know how the sugar is done, but it's cane sugar.
Yeah, it's cane sugar.
Right, so it would probably be okay. Anyway, Mexican Coke is in the glass bottles, and that just tastes like my childhood, although we didn't drink a lot of soft drinks, hardly at all. But there'd be that rare treat occasion, and by the pool, my dad would be like, okay, and we'd have these big plastic, of course, things that you could take around the pool, and we'd each get a soft drink poured in there. So Mexican Coke, which was just called Coke back in the day before they stopped using cane sugar. But they have these things called like throwback soft drinks that are from the major, Pepsi and Coke companies that use cane sugar. But then again, those are those major corporations, which I personally don't purchase from. So I would suggest getting a soft drink, if you're into that sort of thing, from a natural food store. So you're not giving the big guys the money.
I'm still a sucker for Coke on ice. I am in a tall glass.
I used to like 7-Up when I was young. My grandparents on my father's side, they had in their house ginger ale, tons of ginger ale.
A lot of places don't even carry ginger ale anymore.
You can't find it anymore. And I think they use it as a mixer for cocktail parties. That's why they had so much. But as a child, it would be fantastic. You'd be like, you come over to grandmother's house, and it would be right to where they had this long refrigerator on the floor. It didn't go vertically. It went horizontally. And we could reach in and get our own glass bottle of ginger ale out. And I think the brand was Verner's, for those who may have lived in the Midwest as I grew up, or one of the places I grew up.
I had a friend whose father was a huge fan. He passed away recently, but he was a huge fan of ginger ale. And he noticed that over the last 10, 15 years that restaurants just weren't carrying it. They weren't carrying ginger ale. Even bars, ones with bars didn't have it. And so he would get irritated and have this whole instructional thing, because you can make ginger ale, and I don't know the exact measurements, with 2 different types of soda. You can make your own. If you guys want to look that up, you can. But he would he would be ready. The second he'd go, what do you like to drink, Sue? And sir, and he'd say, well, ginger ale. And she goes, so I'm sorry, we don't carry. He goes, okay, here's how you make it. And he would give them, and she'd write it down, or whoever would write it down and take it back to the bar, and they'd make him ginger ale. When
we'd go out to eat when we were young, my parents, we're talking back in the 60s and 70s, would have a cocktail and at a nice restaurant. And my sister and myself and my brother, who was quite young, could get Shirley Temple's, which would be a non-alcoholic drink, but kind of looks like a drink. It had maraschino cherries in it. And I think ginger ale was a component. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe. They were good.
I should look that up.
Those times in childhood are something to treasure. If you had a nice childhood, because we didn't know about all the horrors of the world then and everything, unless you had a horrible childhood, which happens. You had those innocent, fun moments, like having ginger ale at dinner, and a maraschino cherry, and just really lovely memories.
Yeah. That's why I love the 80s, which is why I loved.
Well, the 80s too, on a whole different level, were pretty cool.
Yeah, but 70s actually weren't as bad as people might think.
None of the time frames that I've lived through were bad at all. I enjoyed every single one of them. No. The weirdest is this one that we've all stepped into.
Oh yeah, this one
in 2015, and for everyone else, whenever you discovered this flat Earth thing.
Oh yeah,
this is weird, and I think feels to me that time's going by faster. Flat Earth time, video.
Absolutely, it is. It's we're in the middle of May already.
And is it because of videos? Is it because of all the changes and the little drama episodes that happen on Flat Earth? When it's like we're watching a reality show with all the different players being all of us in the Flat Earth community. Now, it's not a real reality show on TV, but it's on YouTube. And for many of us, we don't watch TV anymore. So all of us, everybody in chat, everyone watching this live, you, me, we're all kind of characters in Flat Earth. We're real people, of course, but we're all part of the story. None are stars. We're all part of the story, and it's fun watching everyone change, grow, blow up at each other, or anything that happens.
And people I know that people have gotten mad and said, well, there shouldn't be any drama in Flat Earth, and there shouldn't be any of this BS, blah blah blah. It's like, look, that's unavoidable.
It's unavoidable in a high school. It's unavoidable in a church group. It's unavoidable in a family. It's unavoidable in an office. Of course, it's going to happen in Flat Earth. I don't like it. I don't start it, but it's unavoidable.
But that will change. That will morph into something else if they'll do it too late, when science mounts some sort of offensive against us.
Haven't they already?
Well,
Bill Nye, the science lie, and that's how he's put out.
It's an effort.
Science mounting.
No, it's not. And I love the fact that he was defending himself. Oh, you didn't even watch that yet, have you? When he went on the Colbert Report.
Oh, I saw snippets from it. Yes.
Did you? Yeah, where he was defending his academic credentials, because people were saying, look, dude, you're not a freaking scientist. You don't have a master's in anything. He was going, I took 6 semesters of calculus, and I took a class with Carl Sagan, and I took all this stuff. Like, dude, that doesn't mean anything. You don't have a master's in any physical science.
But is it important for him to have a master's in something so that he can be legitimately talking about something that doesn't exist, which is space?
Well, it is important if you're brought on other things. If you have a bachelor's, again, I'm not knocking people that have a bachelor's in mechanical engineering. Look, it's an important degree, but that doesn't mean, if you have a bachelor's in that, doesn't mean you get to go on a panel with people that have PhDs and talk about climate change. It doesn't mean you get to go on an astrophysics panel and talk about dark matter.
But look at us. I don't have a degree in astrophysics, and I'm talking about Flat Earth.
But we don't get invited on other things. Flat Earth is just our thing.
I'm not on the NASA science panel.
No, you look, if I was invited to be on a panel about vaccinations, I wouldn't attend. I'll have an opinion on it and I will chime in, but I'm not going to that because I have no reason to be there. You and I discussed that, the whole cat-tastic thing, which is he has no reason to be asked. And the only reason they're asking him is because the media is lazy. They don't want to take a chance. In the media, they don't like unknowns. It's kind of like working with pets and children. You don't bring on a scientist that you have no idea what he's going to be like on camera. If he gives monosyllable answers, you're dead in the water. So you put on Bill, and he does his little
the
dance.
circus music plays, and everything's great.
That's what he does, and that's what the Bill Nye saves. I mean, the Bill Nye saves.
Bill Nye ruins the world. I think Jaron said that. That's
the most pretentious title ever, and he might as well just said "Science will save the world." Bill Nye has nothing to do with that show. He is just. I had also, by the way, forgotten that he was on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh my!
And I'm pretty sure he danced to "Blinded Me with Science." Shocker, by Thomas.
That is just the world we live in is just so messed up.
I know.
Hold on, it's very hot in here. Sorry, I have to say this because after a while with the bright lights I've got, I need to turn the air conditioner on. So
gotcha.
You keep talking, and I'll be right back.
Okay. That was Patricia in her night robe. How can you really? It does not look like a shirt, and that other thing also looked like a slip. It did not look like something else. Anyway, the point is that Bill was on the Colbert Report, and he was talking about how he was made CEO of the Planetary Society, and that was probably for me the most interesting part of the interview, where why he was so forthcoming, and he basically opened with, well, as a lot of people know, Neil deGrasse Tyson is a real big wine guy. He likes wine. And apparently he was hanging out with Bill and some other people, and he goes, and he paused, he's like looking fondly in his memory, and he goes, I don't know if it was the Canadian gin, but a few hours later, I was CEO of the Planetary Society. That's like, what? Seriously, you're going to say that on television? You're going to tell people that, oh, you got drunk with Neil deGrasse Tyson, and that's how you got not put on the board for the Planetary Society, even though you have a bachelor's in mechanical engineering? Oh yeah, you do pretty well on television, and people who grew up with you on PBS, they seem to respect you. So we're going to make you the head of something that doesn't even really exist, called the Planetary Society. Ridiculous. Oh, so aggravating. And I'm glad that Colbert didn't feed him too much. It was still a left-wing thing. The only reason, by the way, Colbert even had him on the show is because Colbert is launching an attack against Trump, because Trump, they're claiming that Trump is anti-science. So there you go.
I did want to say that this is indeed a shirt that I'm wearing. It's not a nightgown. These are the sleeves. This is a real shirt. I have to prove I'm a real woman.
Everybody in chat, you ready? Let's vote. Shirt or nightgown? Just type it in.
Shirt. All women will recognize it's just a style of a shirt.
You could type in S or N.
It's not a nightgown.
That scarf looks like it cost about $2,000.
It was made by cats in a small factory.
Well, you're not denying it. It's probably not a cheap scarf.
Well.
What else you got?
See, Zoe of Be Here in Love says beautiful sleeves. Some people are saying nightgown though.
Absolutely. Looks like a freaking nightgown. You got to look. I don't have the best fashion sense in the world, but you got to understand that I can give things from a lowest common denominator.
That's the problem with wearing fashionable clothing as opposed to traditional clothing, because fashionable clothing to people who aren't into fashion just looks weird. It looks like something that it's not. No, it's true. If you wear something classic like a polo shirt like you're wearing, no one's going to say it looks like a nightgown. When you wear this, there will be some people who think, what the heck is that? So, lowest common denominator, understand this shirt. What you're talking about, where you're saying people who aren't in fashion just don't understand. Seriously, no,
I'm looking for a shovel so you can dig that hole even deeper.
No, I mean, right you're probably right. That's why newscasters wear these very uptight, they have beehivey hair, not all of them, but they have a standard issue look. And okay. I'm not a newscaster, so hey.
You ever used one of these?
Oh, that's one of those things that you roll down, and
they've been out for a long time. They actually work very well.
What does that have to do with anything that we're talking about?
Nothing. Just saying, if you're going to talk about your nightgown, I'm going to talk about this.
Did you ever use one of these? It's a coaster. It's really cool. It's got a chair on it.
Fine.
Hey, did you ever use one of these? And now I'm being serious.
Oh, okay, fine. Fine. You want to be offensive? That's fine. Look, I try to wear things that people won't confuse people.
I like the way you dress. I do, and I like.
No. But I'm just saying that your fashion sense is, several octaves above most of the people we're talking
Not
to.
above or anything. It's just personal choice.
It's a great political answer there.
No, it's true.
It's awesome.
Some might
I
think
don't look
weird.
down on them.
No, stop.
I can barely see them though. Where are they exactly? Oh yes, there you are. Hello.
Wow, he's really helping me a lot, isn't he? Why am I friends with him again?
Friends, it's in the contract.
That's right. Forgot that we're CIA,
Anyway, by the way, people who've been stepping up in the flat earth community, I got to make a couple of shout outs. One would be the oh yeah, by the way, there's the leak project title of that video if you guys want to look it up. CIA and Tavistock pushing flat earth theory. If the earth is flat, so what? That is literally the title of the video. Dan Pratt has been making a lot of videos lately. He's been really stepping it up. Love it. Also love Bro Sanchez. He's been stepping it up, making a lot of videos. And one of my new favorites is You've Been Exposed.
Yes.
In fact, you were on that one.
With DITRH, Ace McLeod, and Bro Sanchez, and a bunch of other people. Yeah. So it's a good chat to go into. Okay.
Fun.
I wanted to talk about when I said, have you ever used one of these? And now I'm being serious. Here it is up close. There we go. It is a blood type thing. See?
Why it matters. That's interesting because I don't know my blood type.
I don't know my blood type either. And people have said, are you Rh negative? You must be, blah, blah, blah. And I've always thought that, okay, one time someone told me a long time ago in my 20s, I think it was in my 20s, that I was Rh negative. But then I think that maybe that's a false memory or something. So I cannot, I think I'm just a normal average blood type. I'm betting. But I got this kit. I bought it on eBay. It's like $6. And you prick yourself and then you send it in. And then I'm thinking, is this some kind of conspiracy realist here? They get your blood and they keep it in some kind of, they have I don't know, they're able to do something to you because they have a sample of your blood.
Right.
I know, crazy. But it's called the Eldon, ELDON home kit. I got it on Amazon. And
it's actually good to know your blood type. And I mention this because of transfusions. There are 8 blood types that are out there. In fact, it's part of I only learned that because of my thing against vaccinations, which is there are 8 blood types. The most common are A, AB.
That's what I'm thinking I am.
I'm sorry, A, B, AB, and O. Those are the positives. And then the 4 on the flip side. So A negative, B negative, AB negative, and then of course the rarest of them all, which is O negative. And you could be A. I mean, who knows what you are, honestly. First, you'd actually draw blood. And as far as I know, you can't do that with vampires. Second is that once you get your blood type, you probably shouldn't tell that to people because
why? Now that I've talked about, I wanted to talk about it. Why?
Well, not you. Don't tell.
No, but what would be the reason that we shouldn't talk about it?
Well, because you could be a negative blood type. But apparently, what's
wrong with being a negative blood type?
There's a conspiracy out there.
There's a conspiracy about
everything. But there's a conspiracy that if you are one of the rare negative blood types, that the CIA automatically tracks you. It's true.
But we're already in the CIA.
Oh, man. We're on the air.
Well, that's what they do. They joke about it. They put it in our faces.
Good night, everybody. Next week, we have Bob Hope. It's all the old dancers.
I noticed that you and I make lots of references to things that you either have to be very old or dead to get. Yeah. That's the magic of this show.
Yeah. I still to this day make Osmond references from the Osmond Variety Hour.
I thought you were talking about Tim Osmond. I'm like, no, let's
not. No, not Tim Osmond. The actual Osmonds. Donnie and Marie and little Jimmy.
I never liked that show.
Very talented family. Did you know, a little trivia, not to go off the flat earth track, derail it too much. Yeah. But no, I got to mention, they are one of the only shows ever that were not shot in Hollywood or New York. Because they were so worried about the Osmond kids getting corrupted by Los Angeles, they built the studio in freaking Salt Lake City. I saw it when I was out there.
I don't know a lot about Donnie and Marie, and I never was interested in that show. That wasn't one I liked watching. During that time of shows, I liked watching the Flip Wilson show. I didn't watch a lot of TV, so it was on the sly.
Not a little bit country.
I liked Sonny and Cher because I liked Cher's glamorous gowns and all that.
Shocker.
Yeah. those sorts of shows. So
Tommy
I like the
Tommy Reed.
Honeymooners as well. The Honeymooners. Wow. Now it was when it was
That's
black
going way
and
back.
white.
Yeah.
So for those of you who are older, you'll remember the Honeymooners.
Nice.
It looked like a play. It appeared to be a show that was shot as a play, and even as a child, I recognized that. And just
Oh yeah.
the Osmonds. This is why I was talking about that.
Right.
I don't remember ever hearing, correct me if I'm wrong, any kind of scandal that the Osmond children, who are now adults, ever got into. So
no, it wasn't.
It wasn't until cheat or get caught with drugs or.
No, it was when they got older, and there was a few little minor
like
scandals.
Alcohol addiction or something.
Yeah. It wasn't anything serious.
When you're famous, there's probably a lot of temptations and.
Well, that was just it. The big scandal was they moved, and several of them went to Los Angeles because remember Donnie and Marie had their morning show, but they weren't going to shoot that in Salt Lake, so they had to go and move, and well, that was kind of a brouhaha, whatever that means. Anyway, sorry.
Emily Suzanne says, hello, everyone. Just visiting for a moment. Hi, Patricia and Mark. Hello, Emily Suzanne. Those are two beautiful names, actually. Pale Queen says, typo negative. People are putting their blood types in here, too. Some people are still saying it's a nightgown. It's not it's a nightgown that stops just below my waist. So my lower body would be not covered. So it's not a nightgown. It's not a nightgown. Damn it.
99 people were surveyed. Top 5 answers on the board.
Ding ding, nightgown.
Nightgown.
Yay! You know what? You might as well wear a nightgown because you're only being seen from here.
Okay. Is there a formal, and I promise I'll drop it after this. Is there a formal weird name for it? Probably French, for a formal term.
Okay, well, there's a robe and a nightgown set that's short, and I think it's called a peignoir, Peignor.
I knew it. I knew it.
And then there's a kimono, which it has a kimono sort of style, but it is definitely a blouse. Yeah.
And people are learning new things every day in FE.
On this show, it's just all sorts of info, none of which you'll ever need in your life, but
like if you call a piece of furniture, if you actually use the term credenza.
Oh yes, I wouldn't. But what about sofa, couch, or how about this one, Davenport? My father's mother, my grandmother, called it a Davenport.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird. It's a lot of words. I mean, a lot of letters.
Lost term.
Corey Edmondson is in here who says he likes Hogan's Heroes.
Corey was Hogan's Heroes.
I liked Hogan's Heroes too.
Now I got the term.
Think about what that's about. And it was a comedy.
Yeah.
Really weird. But as a child, you don't notice.
Yeah, you didn't realize the setting was horrible. And people were sent off to die all the time. That was the big joke. When the German person failed, you sent them off to the Western Front. You know, that was just like, oh, nobody comes back from the Western Front. It's like you're sentencing him to death. And it's like, next time. But the Corey
Hogan's Heroes, the guy, Bob, what's
Kane?
his name?
No, that was the comic book writer.
No, it is Bob Crane. There's a whole conspiracy.
No, I'm thinking of Bob Kane versus Bob Crane. Yeah, Bob Crane committed suicide.
Right, but there's conspiracy involving that.
He could have been murdered.
Right.
I don't know like Phil Hartman, and his wife.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that the originator of the TV show Mary Hartman?
No. Phil Hartman was a Saturday Night Live character actor, and he was also
I know who it is now. It just was
one of the voices on The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His murder is still a mystery, Bob Crane from Hogan's Heroes, despite new DNA tests. But then again, do we believe in DNA? I don't know. Every single thing you read, you have to say to yourself, do I believe in that? Exactly. Most of the time, the answer is, I don't think so.
Why won't they let us crack 17 million on the hit thing on YouTube? Why do they keep holding us at 16.8 and 16.9? It's driving me nuts. We're cranking out videos.
Alex Aquarius says that Bob Crane was murdered in a porn drug related dispute, and there's a movie about that. So,
wait, did you say porn drug
and drugs?
Porn drug related? That's pretty amazing considering what year it was.
Well, porn and drugs go hand in hand pretty much.
Yeah, but what year was that? I mean,
Somebody will put it into chat. I could look it up.
Because the year was, I remember the industry wasn't that big back then, but
70-second human says Echo and the Bunnymen. I don't know why, but I love Echo and the Bunnymen, and I've seen them in concert. Pale Queen says Gang of Four. Are people just naming good bands? Because that's another good band.
There you go. By the way, I also love the fact that every freaking day that Russian channel, and there's got to be 40 to 60 or 70 people watching that thing. There's 41 people watching it right now. And all Russian flat earth.
Now, are the people, if there's always a consistent number of somebody watching something, I've heard that you can buy bots.
But why would you do it?
Well, not for a small channel like that, but I think the NASA channels have bots that are always watching. Gotta be. Who's watching the NASA channel for real?
I mean, the guy's got 8,000 subscribers, and he's supposedly in, a podcast FM station.
No, I'm not saying that. Oh my gosh, I don't want him to. I'm not saying that guy has bots, but I'm just saying that I think that there is something to that you can buy bots.
Oh yeah.
You can buy views.
I know you can buy likes. I know you can buy likes and dislikes.
Well, here's a way to find out if your favorite YouTuber is buying subscribers. Go to one of their live shows, and you can see how many people they've got in there. And if they have, let's just use an example of 4,000 subscribers, and they have 10 people watching one of their live shows, you'll have to ask yourself, kind of weird. But unless it's at some crazy time, but there's no such thing as a crazy time when it comes to YouTube and Flat Earth, because we have all the different time zones. So, and also there's Social Blade, socialblade.com. You can look up what any YouTuber who monetizes their channel makes. Just put in the channel name and you'll see. You can see what I make off YouTube. Some people say I'm in it for the money. Well, I think last month I made $150. Yay, me. No, not in it for the money. I've made
and I didn't even monetize my channel literally for 15 months. 150
to 500 over my, depending if I make lots of videos, which I did for a while and now don't. And if I was about making the money, I'd be making lots of videos. I've just had a lot of things to do in my personal life, so I have not as much. But if you're curious about that, what YouTubers make, any YouTuber, forget about Flat Earth, on any subject, put in PewDiePie. Your mind will be blown. You'll wonder why something so ridiculous, or
I hate that guy. That is a market. That is a marketing machine. He is a talentless
and that's
hack.
Credit to him for that. But that's what people want to watch. I fear for everyone's
smarter every day. Yes. I totally get that. Nigga Higga, totally get that.
They're funny.
PewDiePie. What? I mean, that when I see PewDiePie, I literally go straight to the movie Idiocracy and say there is no reason that guy's got. I mean, but I've already read the things. It's like, look, he has a marketing machine behind him. He got kind of like Paris Hilton was famous for being famous. He was famous because they just made him famous. This is, if you hit critical mass with a certain number of subscribers, people will watch you just because, and they've done studies on this, where it's like, well, 3 million people subscribe to him.
Must be
good. And now it's 5, and now it's 7.
It's like that with everything. Horrible restaurants, popular. Yeah. Why? You go there, the food's horrible, but it's the place to be. It's like that with everything. Horrible music, horrible concerts. Horrible performers, horrible artists, where there's really good people that aren't getting that traction. People go because it's cool, or they saw it advertised, or it's tied in with the mainstream product. It's not really right. But that's the way things are.
I agree.
I just read a good comment from Rebel, speaking of bots and such, and views and such. I have to scroll up to try to find it. Here it is. She says, and this is Yvette, there are like 12 different NASA live streams, and they always have like 20,000 people watching. LOL. I'm so sure nobody is in that boring Photoshop, which is true. Swamp Lover says, yes, they have bots. The people in those chats don't even use words, just like KKK. Oh, we shouldn't say KKK, but that's what he wrote. ZFW. No idea what they're saying. So, interesting.
Nice.
Twitwit says she watches the NASA channel. Sorry. Hey, I go to the NASA channel and I say this is fake. Occasionally, if I'm bored, I just go over there and say something. And I'm not talking about Powerland. I'm talking about NASA channels.
The actual NASA channels. Yeah.
Yes, the varying space channels. Call them space channels.
I didn't even bother looking up yet. If I went into Google, and because I've changed my search engine stuff, I used to use other stuff, but now I'm actually using formally Google. If I type in flat Earth,
we have activist news asking any thoughts on the Jews. Yeah, they're people, some bad, some good, just like every other type of person. That's my thoughts on the Jews. People will say, you won't talk about the Jews. Yeah, I will. There's some really horrible people. There's some Zionists that are doing really horrible things in the past, in the present, and probably in the future. But there's really horrible everything's doing it. I think we should focus on maybe more like individuals than blanket groups. But hey, your mileage may vary.
Nice. It's good. That's true. Past week. 5 reasons. Oh, that's the article that Robbie Davidson read from Metro magazine. 5 reasons flat Earth believe the Earth is flat.
Good one.
Yep. Mike Jones from Tulsa World, falling over the edge of the flat Earth belief. 17 hours ago, barren flat Earth, also a water world. That was interesting because scientists supposedly mentioned that. The Express. And I'm just looking. I'm sorry. Keep going. I'm not trying.
All right. I just want to say for those who are in the chat, I appreciate you being there. And if you're not subscribed, please sub my channel. But even better than that, sub each other's channels. Even if you don't make content, sub each other's channels. Because there's people who go look at what you sub to. And if you don't make content now, maybe you'll make content in the future. And then you'll have a built-in group of people who like you because they've seen you in chat and they have a familiarity with you. So sub each other's channels and throw one in for me while you're there. Why not? Let's see what else is going on.
There's a line from the Statesman's Journal.
That sounds very
official. Uppity, doesn't it? Very official. Quite a change from the old days. Future generations deserve a better Earth, not worse. And they were talking about, it's very short, but at the very end, he goes, try to imagine what we're leaving our grandchildren and their children. They may be better off with a flat Earth than what we seem to be leaving them.
What? They're not flat earthers. They don't discuss flat Earth. Why would they? That's a weird thing to drop in there.
I know.
And cool, actually.
I'll take it.
Yep. Any mention makes people say, what? And they might look.
Oh, yeah. There's all sorts of mentions now in the media. It's hard to even keep track. So now I'm just looking for the good ones. And yeah, by the way, if anyone wants to send me, if there's other clips out there of people saying it, celebs, comedians, people in any sort of media spotlight, I would love to make a video of them when I have time.
What do you do? I mean, I know
weather permitting.
I've been there, weather permitting. What do you do? I know different times of the year bring different things into your life. You're doing flat Earth pretty much around the clock when you're not sleeping, probably even dreaming about it. But
I do. I'm in the shower. I know most people think about other things in the shower.
Actually, the shower is where I get my best ideas.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't know why. It's just that
you take like 90-minute showers.
The silence. I'm not denying it.
I have an extra large hot water tank.
I do.
Oh,
2 shower heads in my shower too.
You're killing me.
But no,
sorry.
It's a time when you're alone. There's no distractions, and it's soothing, and you can think about things. And I have good ideas. In fact, I think it's a good idea that I started this channel. Some people might not think so, but the idea to start the channel popped into my head while I was taking a shower after watching Flat Earth Roundtable, or Bald Earth Skeptic Roundtable many times, and wondering about who is this Mark Sargent? Who is this DITRH? Who are these people? How did they discover this? Why are they thinking about this? Where do they live? How old are they? And then I thought, washing my hair, wait a minute, you used to interview people, you could ask them. So it was a shower idea that has now come to fruition.
I did not know this.
Blame the shower. All my bad ideas have come from the shower too, though. So yeah, that'd be a good idea to move to another country and get rid of all my stuff.
Oh, you don't want
stay out of the shower. I'm gonna not bathe anymore.
Oh yeah, that's what you want to do. That'd go over well with your personality type.
Hey, they do have water filters you can put on your shower head, by the way, that filter out chlorine. Now, when it comes to filtering out fluoride, I don't know of any shower water filter that can do that for you unless you've got a whole house system. And the sad thing is that your skin is your largest organ, and your body is absorbing fluoride most likely through the permeability of your skin. So that's depressing. We say, oh, we're not using fluoride toothpaste anymore, but we're bathing in it, or we're soaking in it, which is an old Palmolive advertisement with Madge. Remember Madge?
I remember that commercial
Her
very
hands
well.
were in a dish, and
you're soaking in it. That was the tagline.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. This is interesting from Twitwit, and I've thought this before too. She says it better than I've thought it. It would be rad if your ideas could just be auto-recorded directly from your brain.
Oh, the government's working on that.
Yeah, I was just going to say maybe that's not so good. Yeah. But also, I always thought it would be very good if your own favorite music could be a soundtrack that only you could hear to your day, and it would play the right songs for the right scenario.
Well, because the iPod is not convenient enough.
No, you wouldn't have to do it. It just played the right song.
Oh, you mean would auto pick based on your mood?
Or what was happening. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
A soundtrack for your life?
Yes, a soundtrack for your life.
Nice, because at that point, pretty much anytime I'd walk into a room, there'd be guitars, heavy metal, and slow motion explosion sounds. And
I have no idea what yeah, exactly.
jet fighters and sonic booms.
Think about it, everyone. What would be the song that you would have playing that would be your song in your head as the soundtrack of your life? You'd have to have a multiplicity of songs. But
are we talking about just walking down the runway
song?
Ring? That we're talking about?
Your own theme song.
Or the song that you want playing in the background when you're going on a blind date.
That's what I'm talking about. Scenario-based.
When you're walking in the restaurant doors and someone's looking at you from a distance, they hear a song behind them.
Pretty Woman. Or Psycho Killer. Run away. Depending on the person. Yeah. That's funny, isn't it?
Oh, my Lord. All right, what else we got?
It's not a nightgown. I just want to say it one more time.
No, what was the French name you called it? It was French, right?
Well, there's a thing that's not this, but it's called a peignoir.
Peignoir. Is it similar to that?
No, it's a 2-piece short nightgown and robe set, I believe.
And this is not that.
This is a blouse. A blouse. Blouse is a weird word.
Opinions vary.
Carly Sunshine says no fluoride in my water. She's got well water. Lucky.
Carly Sunshine's been putting out a lot of great vids lately too.
Carly Sunshine's always put out good vids.
She's stepping it up a notch. I like her stuff, and I grabbed a whole bunch of her slides. She sent them to me, and her name's on all of them, so I couldn't copyright them. I ran them past my attorney. It was a no-go. But at the same time, they were excellent. They were really, really good. So they're helping out in the slideshow. I love the slides that people send me. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And now I've extended the time because DITRH said, you really should extend the time on those. But I don't know if people can absorb it in the amount of time. So I bumped it from 7 seconds to 9 seconds per slide. So there you go.
Xavier in the chat says it's nice to be in a chat where everyone isn't pissed. And I'm thinking that he probably means drunk, but probably I will take it to mean also angry. There's nobody angry in here and nobody drunk.
No. In fact, we rarely even talk about dark and stormy things.
I mean, dark things are all part of our life, and we know about that. But this isn't a happy chat just to be happy. It's just, we're trying to look at life in a positive way, because I think what you put out there, it sounds new agey. It's not. I'm just saying that if you keep yourself at sort of a high level of trying to look at the positive things in life,
pay it forward, stay on top of it.
Right, that you will attract more positive things. I'm not talking about law of attraction or anything. I'm just saying, do you want to be gloom and doom and hating everybody? Do you know what that's going to do to the inside of your body, to your organs, to your brain? Not good.
Oh, absolutely.
Being a Pollyanna, everything's wonderful. That's ridiculous as well.
I don't know. Preach. Go to church.
You got to walk that line.
Could we use some more sayings? All right. You catch more flies with honey than you do vinegar.
Not if you're vegan, though. We don't eat honey.
Oh, killing me.
That's a funny thing in the vegan community, where somebody who's not vegan, who's arguing, just like Globe people argue with Flat Earth people, they'll say something like, get off your high horse about veganism. And then the response from a vegan is, vegans don't ride horses.
Glad to see it. They don't?
Well, it's in the purest level of veganism. I'm not saying you shouldn't ride horses, is don't use animals for anything. They can be your friends and your companions, but you don't use them as beasts of burden. Now, that's Just like some vegans eat honey, some vegans, I don't consider them specifically vegan, but they're plant-based, they eat plant-based foods. Veganism has all sorts of different parts of it. And that's why there's arguments in the vegan community. Same as flat earth. You know how the people in our community, some believe in an infinite plane or puddle theory or earth stacked upon each other, hollow earth and flat earth combined, a dome, firmament. If we all want to sit around arguing about those things that we may never know, we're never going to get anywhere. Really what we need to do is just say, okay, we don't live on a globe. NASA's lied. Water is flat. We never go to space, etc.
Keep the pressure on science. They will crack.
Yes, exactly.
And there was something I ran into the other day. It was science. I was reading some emails about basically scientists that won't deal with it. And my argument to them is like, fine, don't deal with it, because if you think, if that is sciences, that is the Achilles heel of science, which is if you ignore this too long, if you just say, well, it's going to go away on its own, then you are fooling yourself, because eventually what's going to happen is by the time you do, like with any problem, once it's already gone systemic, once it gets to a certain point, it doesn't matter if you react or not. It's too late.
It's like PewDiePie. Flat Earth is like PewDiePie, but we haven't reached his level of subscribers yet. Eventually, people will just be flat earthers, not because the way we are, because we kind of know about it, because it's the cool thing to be.
Oh yeah,
because everyone else is
it's already hitting that. There's so many people now on the dance floor that are coming from all sorts of different demographics. You can't avoid it. You cannot avoid it.
And you've got some good moves on the dance floor. I've never seen you dance. I think probably you would dance in a way in which it would be funny to dance with you and fun. It wouldn't be like you'd be the best dancer ever, but it would be really fun. Fun time out. That'd be cool, actually. Flat Earth dance. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that, people.
You know what? Elaine from Seinfeld on the dance floor.
Is that you?
It's pretty painful. No, it's not that bad. I will tell you this though. Here's the part that bugged me about that. No, guys generally, and I'll be as blunt as I can here. Look, straight guys are generally not good dancers. Period. All right, they aren't.
If a guy's a really good dancer, like all sexy, you might be a little frightened of them if you're a woman.
Well, there's that. I mean, there's the guys that they're dancing just to hook up, and then there's the guys
if there's a guy doing this on the floor.
Oh yeah. Yeah, from a Saturday Night Live skit, where they're pointing at you a lot, that sort of thing.
Like a old Saturday Night Live, two wild and crazy guys.
Oh no, the later one that they did with Will Ferrell and
he's good.
And it was horrible. It was terrifying. But what I was trying to get at is that I completely lost my train of thought. Dancing. Oh yeah. Oh, here it was. Where women. They will absolutely notice that stuff. And I've listened to because I worked into offices that were full of women, and I've listened to way too many of their conversations where they would just shred their boyfriends and husbands. It's like, oh, you think Tom was bad at the dance floor? My God, I went to a wedding and Jimmy was just terrible. I mean, they were just destroying them. And I'm going, yeah, I'm going to avoid the dance floor. Don't think, women notice that stuff. And it bugs me.
If I were in a loving relationship with somebody, I wouldn't be talking badly about them and their dance moves.
Well,
I wouldn't bad about them because I loved them.
Well, no. Well, yes, you might, but there are. I still to this day I've known less than 10 happily married couples ever, and I've known a lot of people.
All right. Well, within Flat Earth, we've got some people who are role models like Bob and Cami. They're both on the same page, same as Jaron and Missa.
Yes.
And there are others as well. And I see that as being, goals.
I count them as part of my number. Seriously, most of the world is Jerry Seinfeld. I will steal another Seinfeld reference where he said this on one of his shows. He wrote it on his shows. He goes, 90% of this world is undateable. And Elaine goes, undateable? He goes, undateable. She goes, how do you explain everyone being married? He goes, alcohol.
You know what? It's probably true because there's a lot of people who met a long time ago in a bar when they were quite young, or in a fraternity or sorority, or in school, and alcohol was involved, and then they got together and sex was good and they decided to be together, and then later they grew as human beings and grew apart and almost grew to hate each other, and then somebody cheats, and then there's already a child and the relationship breaks up. I'd say that's pretty classic. What do you do to avoid that? Get to know your partner.
That's pretty detailed description, by the way. You're saying like,
it happens. We've all seen it. It's sad.
I know, but the way you say it's like, oh, blah, 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 step A to Z, that old chestnut.
It's really true. Everyone in chat probably saying, yep, I know someone like that, or yep, that was me. But so.
No, I know. I heard it many a times when I was dating married women when I was out in Colorado.
Stock Jockey says that was deep.
I know, right?
Well, this has been a fun show. Lots of fun, lots of laughs. And
it's been a slice.
The people that are in chat are saying just the most amazing and amusing things. I want to say hello to a few people who've popped in that I didn't see before, like Laura R., who says, my boyfriend is a flat earther, thanks to me. Way to go, Laura R. See, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. You don't need to be meeting somebody who already is a flat earther or into conspiracies.
Oh, hey, weren't we going to promote that?
See if they're interested, and hopefully they will be.
Weren't we going to give a shout out to that flat earth dating site?
Yes, I just was thinking about it since we're talking about relationships. Yes, there is a new flat earth dating site. Let me get the information out.
If you want to date a flat earther,
or you want to date somebody who
call toll free,
who is a crazy nutter like us.
Exactly. You want to date a flat earther who may or may not have a facial tick.
What? God. Mark. Yes. It's FE Love, FELOVE, the FE Love app. And they have officially launched their app the day before yesterday. And they said the more that we all share this, the more we have a larger pool of dating choices.
There you go. The people on there will most likely not have any problem.
FE Love. Well, just because somebody's a flat earther or into conspiracies, it doesn't mean they're not totally insane. Keep that in mind too.
The fine line between genius,
love and hate.
No, well, that too. No, genius and insanity.
Very true. Mm-hmm. So, FE Love, check it out.
FE Love. I mean, the commercial's great. I was thinking of marrying on my channel, but I haven't really made up my mind.
I'm going to add the app. I'm going to add the app and join.
I don't have apps, but maybe should I put the vid on? Should I put the vid on my channel?
Yes, they would love that. More people will get involved, and the more people who get involved, the more people who might want to meet and fall in love with somebody who's on the same journey. There will be
flat Earth. Okay, after I'm done here,
I'll share it when I'm gonna.
All right.
On my phone.
I will put that up. I will build the Dubai thing.
Get
I will go to the electronics store and pick up a new one of these. Which reminds me, it's what's this? A dead one of these.
I see. I thought you were the video that came out that was from the live NASA feed, where it's on DITRH's channel. I think it's the third most recent one, where one of the astronauts is taking something from one guy and handing it to the other guy.
Oh God, that was brilliant.
It's like this, but there's nothing in his hand. So CGI gone wrong.
Yeah, let's end the show talking about that real quick, which is you got to check it out. Go to channel DITRH. And what they did was the two astronauts, you could tell it was no different. And you can relate to this, even though she's not there on screen anymore.
Here. I just wanted
it's a cat.
I wanted to Greer to say hello. My girl.
Greer.
This is
who's Greer. A good cat. You're a good cat.
She is a good cat.
Where it's just like a weatherman on television, where the weatherman's pointing behind him, there's not anything behind him. He's looking at a monitor in front of him.
And we accept that when we watch the weather. We all kind of know there's a green.
Yeah, it's like, okay. Yeah, because some of them you'll see fumbling around. It's like over here is a low pressure system, and then over here is the L in flat Earth. But what happened with those guys is they were again, they made a mistake. This is why you do not do it live. The reason why they screwed up is because they did it live. We're gonna do it live. We're gonna do it live. Where they were going to they were talking to a classroom of students in Idaho. And one of the guys was holding two things. He was holding a microphone, and he was holding his baseball cap, and he was kind of twirling both a little bit. And he made a motion to where he looked like his hand was going over to a spot to the right of him, and the other guy reached over to that spot and grabbed whatever it was and then moved it over to the far side of the ship. Well, the problem was there was no object. So who screwed up? Did the astronauts screw up, or did the monitor screw up? When they were looking at the monitor, did it actually show on the monitor that they were moving a hat? Because it couldn't have been the microphone. I think it was, somebody corrected me, it had to have been the hat, that he was going to put the hat on the other side of the ship, and he didn't. The point was they went through all those motions, and they literally were grabbing nothing. And there was nothing in their hands.
Watch the man's face.
Oh yeah, he was guilty as sin.
He was watching a monitor. His eyes weren't like, right now I'm looking at my camera. He was more like looking like this.
Yep.
And he was doing it with his hands like this, like almost like, am I wrong? Have I messed up? What do I do?
Yeah. And they completely botched it.
And made me think that they're mind controlled, brainwashed, or are they doing it for the money? These people are regular people that look just like you and me, neighbors next door, regular people.
Well, but 95% of those people are Air Force. So they're military.
But I mean, there's people that are in the Air Force that are normal people, right?
Well, yeah, but if you look, there's a sense of duty, and you signed your disclosure.
They must tell them something like the world's existence. Mistake.
No, you don't have to tell them anything. It's outside.
Do it.
You say do it. It's outside of your pay grade. It's outside of your clearance.
What about when they go home? What about telling their wife or their boyfriend or their girlfriend or their husband?
You don't tell your wife. You've seen the movies and television. You don't tell them anything.
How could you resist? Who here keep a secret? We all want to keep secrets.
You can if the penalties are severe enough. If somebody sits you down and in a room and they say, look, if you tell your family, they're very specific about it.
Secrets like that, huge, weighty secrets. How could you keep that?
Well, no, you
go
don't.
Insane.
You don't tell them like
sleeping and be like, oh, sleeping.
You don't
say it. You'd say it in your sleep.
You don't tell them like the Apollo astronauts.
Fake the ISS.
No, faking the ISS is okay if you don't know why you're faking it. That's where they get off the hook. The Apollo astronauts, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, you're going to fake the moon mission because the Earth isn't round. Hey, do your job. Whereas the ISS guys are like, you're faking this, and you don't even get to ask us why.
So when they come back down to Earth, meaning when they're allowed to roam freely in the populace, do they not watch the footage of the debunking videos and go to DITRH's channel and the other channels and see their own face there?
Yes, I'm sure they do. But for them, they're going to treat it like any other military. They're going to treat it like any other black ops.
I'm doing this for the good of mankind.
I'm doing, but not just the good of mankind. I mean, they may tell them
I'm doing this, though I'm not.
At the very least, national security. Spies are killed every day for your country, and that's all they have to tell them. It's like, look, it's for national security. You aren't the same reason why the oil companies are not allowed to petition to go into Antarctica. All you have to do is go to the exec of whatever it is, the head of Shell Oil, and say, don't ask because it's a national security matter. And we've seen this again in the movies. It's like all you have to do is say national security. It's classified. Bingo, that's it. And you can say, oh yeah, you can contact your senator friends and try to get it unclassified. It's never going to happen.
Carly Sunshine says that people keep secrets for life, especially horrendous ones. Yes, I guess that's true.
Let me
true.
Let me kind of end on this because I do have to go to the electronics store because this thing is starting to bug me because it's all broken. You just see me. It's like I pop it out. It's like, God.
This is the show where Mark talked about things that happened with girls in high school and knocked himself on the air. Rewind and listen to the earlier part and find out what I'm talking about.
I can't believe I did it all in one motion. I literally killed my headset, killed the camera, killed the whole page, just killed it in one thing. And that is here. If you guys want to, here's a little perspective for you. And I do believe the story, absolutely believe it. And that is General Dwight D. Eisenhower, the only or the last 5-star general. He led the Allied forces in World War II. When he became president, they built Area 51 and they didn't tell him. That's how compartmentalized things can be. And it took him a while to find out that it happened. And when he called them up, when he called up the base and said, I'd like to see it, they said, point blank, they said, you don't have clearance. Because he wasn't a general anymore. So you can lose clearance. I mean, he was the highest military rank you could ever get. And when he became president, he lost all the clearances. Even though a president has clearance for some things, it didn't have clearance for that. So don't think that for a second that certain things like the ISS can't be a secret. They can all be kept a secret. Anyway, let's end on a happy note.
Happy note. I'm going to be on TFR tomorrow with Zen Garcia and Kathy Dunson, and I don't know what time. So check the schedule on TFR, and I should have figure that out before. And let's see, on Friday, Infinite Plane Society, that would be Friday the 12th of May 2017, will be here at 6 p.m. Eastern, my normal show time. And Monday, Mike Williams, Sage of Quay Radio Hour. And you've got
Sage of Cray.
Sage of Cray.
Sage of Cray.
50 Shades of Cray.
Nice.
You have anything coming up that we haven't already discussed?
No. I'm going to put up the Dubai thing as soon as tonight. I'm also going to put up, seriously, we're not looking at your peignoir.
Flynn was sort of climbing on the jukebox and it was cute.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were giving us a show. I'm doing
it's called The Secret Show. That's as much of a show as anyone will get.
I'm doing the Dubai thing after we're done here. I'm going to I'm going to put up the Flat Earth Love. And then I have another interview, and I don't even remember who it's with.
Cool.
What day is this? Wednesday? I can't remember who it's with. I've got another one coming up. Doing the interviews as fast as I can. If somebody wants to be on their show, go ahead, because I won't contact them. You just write them on my behalf and say, "Oh, I think a great guy to talk about flat Earth would be Mark," and I'm happy to do it. I have not turned down anybody, including the leak report. Who don't be too hard on him. Eventually, he'll come around. And if
everyone
he doesn't,
will come around because it's truth.
Exactly. If he doesn't, well, then he can burn in a fire.
And on that note,
good night, everybody.
Thanks to all. Thanks to the moderators. It doesn't seem like there was anything going on bad in the chat, which is awesome. We've had it one time or another, 300 live watching, which is fantastic. Subscribe each other, live chatters. And if you're watching this now, give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe, because it's a nice thing to do. And until we meet again, bye now and keep it flat.